Welcome to TechbrothersIT. In this video, we are going to learn what is wait activity in Azure Data Factory. So by definition, you can tell this activity can be used to hold or put a wait between the next execution of an activity. So whenever the people use this activity, they want to hold for a few seconds and then run the next activity. So that's where this activity is used. So let's take a look at some other scenarios where this can be used. So go to your portal and go to your Azure Data Factory, and then you're going to open Azure Data Factory Studio, and then we will create a pipeline. So go to author, and then we go to pipelines and add a new pipeline. In our case, the pipeline name is 1. That's fine. So what we need here, we need a wait activity. So this activity I had been using actually in my demos a lot. You might have already get familiar with that. So you see that there are different properties here. Mostly we are going to go with the settings. So wait in seconds. So you can change to 2 seconds, or even you can use a dynamic content. Let's if we debug right now, what's going to happen is going to wait for a couple of seconds and then get complete. So now from there, maybe I have another activity. Let's say if I have execute store procedure or a copy activity and all that, I can use it. Now let me bring another wait. Okay, so I'm just gonna say like, oh, wait for two, right here, wait for 2 seconds, for 2 seconds. Okay, and then execute the next activity. That's my second activity. Okay, that can be a copy activity or for each or whatever, so it's gonna run this one, wait for that time, and then execute after that. So that's how it is going to work. Have I seen a lot of usage of this one? I am kind of honestly like there could be scenarios where you will be using it, but not whole lot. I've been like, oh, wait for this activity, then run my store procedure, because if you need to run the store procedure, I mean the previous activity has to be completed anyways, So, but there could be scenarios. I have not come through a lot of them, but yeah. Go to the settings here, and if you want to do some dynamic contents here, you can do that. Let's create a variable, and in this variable I'm going to call it wait for seconds. Okay, and this is going to be our string is fine, and we can say like 10 seconds. Okay, now what we can do here, we can go to the wait for 2 seconds and go right here, add dynamic contents, and wait for 10 seconds. We just provide the value right there, and now let's debug. And this time what's going to happen is going to wait for 10 seconds, and then it's going to run the next activity. So let's see what happened. So see right there, it took almost 11 seconds before it went to the next one. So that is going to work as as I said, that this is not really the activity you will be using pretty much on every day. This will be some for testing. I can tell you one of the scenario. Let's say if I was reading the files from get metadata, right? So I would like to read the list of the files, and then I'm going to use the for each loop there. So go to the Azure Blob Storage. Here we will get the list of the file from one container, and then I'm going to go to the, let me go to my blob container link service. Okay, let's create a new link service. And here is my subscription. Here is my storage. And we create this link service. And now we are going to go to the container. Go to the input container, and it has all those list of the files. Now once I have the list of the files, here I'm going to tell field list, and go to the argument and get the child items. So I'm telling this get metadata activity, go to this blob storage, and go to this container right there, and input container, and get me list of those files. Now once I have those list of the files, I might want to use some filter and get only the customer files. Okay, so let's do that. Now I have a filter here, and now I got the filter, and after filter, what I want to do, like, oh, let me just get the customers. So I'm going to go to settings here, go to the items. Here I have to provide the array, so I'm going to go to the output dot child items. Okay, so this is the list of the files array, right? So hit OK. Now in the condition, I can say, oh, anything that contains item dot name comma customer. Okay, so get me all the files, or filter for the files which has only the name customer or the word customer in the file name. So I can use this expression. Now I have that, and what I have to do after that, I have to use the for each loop, and I'm gonna use for each loop here, and then we are gonna use the filter one output to the for each loop right there. Now I can go ahead and go to settings, and here I'm gonna go to items, and here I go to the filter dot value. So this is going to get us a list of the files of which our filter activity return. Now if I want to go ahead and say, oh, I want to run or create a copy activity part of it, what's going to happen? So till here, well, everything is good, right? So now you don't want to be like spending time on too much on copy and all that and see like, oh, everything is working. So what you can do, you can grab wait activity here, and then you can simply go ahead and execute your pipeline. Because if you try to run for each loop without any activity, it's going to say like for each loop need at least one activity. So there are so many places I feel like I use the wait activity as a dummy activity, and tested my rest of the pipeline flow, and then I brought other things. So see right there, now I said that, oh, like if my entire thing filter, this one is getting me total 7. Sorry, get metadata is getting me total 7 files, and these are different customer files, 3 customer files, some sale files and all that. Now my filter is returning me these 3 out of 7, so these are only customers, and then I am putting in the for each loop, and that is running the inner activity 3 times. In this case it's a wait activity. So there are so many scenarios where I use this wait activity just for the testing purpose. One of the other scenario I can just bring it right now, that I have a video on that one. So where let me go ahead and create a new pipeline so I can show you that scenario. Now in that scenario, what happened, I have some variable called boolean type. Okay, so in boolean type variable, I had boolean type variable value 1 or true or false, and then I said like, oh, let me check the condition, right? So you use if condition, and now depending on the if condition, you want to say like, oh, here, and go to the activities, and here in the expression use that variable, right? So use that variable. Now you want to run that like, okay, if my true part will run or not run and all that. So you go to true, and you use a wait activity here, and say like, oh, run on true, okay, and then you go back to the if condition here, right there, and go to false, and say like, oh, I want to test that, like you run on false. So these kind of things, like you are building those pipelines, and you have to test and all that, and see boolean pair should be valid boolean. Okay, so that's not valid, so let me see if I can say true. So but anyways, you can use these wait activities in different other activities to test your scenarios. In this case, what we did, we created a boolean type of variable, and then we use condition, and there I use a wait activity to test like, oh, which part of the activity it will run, and then if it runs, so see, right, run on true, so it is executed. So I use the wait activity, because if I will not use those activities, such as in for each, it will give me error like, hey, for each loop does need at least one activity before you execute. So I hope this video is helpful, and you learned something out of that. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys in next video.